So there are many drivers for achieving impact for workers and the environment in the garment sector. As a government officials, I wanted to highlight 3 areas: commitment, partnership, and tools. So now to come back to the first one, for commitment. There's a real need for a top-down approach, and that's not only for governments but also for business and all other participants in this. And at EU level, we've opted for the so-called smart mix approach. Within trade policy, where both Sarah and I work, we are particularly focusing on free trade agreements and investment agreements, where we have, as only ones, robust provisions on CSR and responsible business conduct. These FTAs, we negotiate them, but a lot of efforts go to the implementation of it. And we work very closely with the OECD and also the ILO, because the guidelines and the principles that we enshrine in the free trade agreements are very much the OECD guidelines and the principles that the ILO has established. Now, another dimension which is particularly important for the garment sector is purchasing practices. And we've learned a lot from working with Bangladesh, and we've established sets of workshops and working methods with Bangladesh and are developing it now with other countries.
The second dimension is actually partnerships, and this is very important. RBC is challenging, and if we want to get results, and we need to work together to increase our leverage and also to work more closely with garment producing countries. And as an example, as the EU, we've established 2 pilot programs, one in Asia, one in Latin America. We're working very closely with the OECD and the ILO, and also the Office for the High Commissioners of Human Rights in Latin America.
So the third element that I mentioned are the tools. What we learned very much is that it's critical to develop the tools with which this can be implemented. We're also working through development aid on traceability. We have a framework legislation with reporting obligations. Companies had to report for the first time last year. We go into a second edition, and as we go through these reporting obligations, I'm sure that we will learn new things and have a reflection on what further tools should we be looking at.